Hi. Now, in the words of Warren Buffett, in the world of investment, knowledge precedes profits. This is why I commit to always share with you important investment tips that can guide your real estate investment decision. Because when you know right, you invest right. And in this video, I will share with you the importance of reading through documents before signing a real estate transaction. The more reason why you should watch this video from the beginning to the end. I will be right back after this short break. Stay tuned.
Revolution Plus! Revolution Plus! If I be telling, see where they sleep! See where they sleep if I be telling! I buy more my land, I buy 20 plots of land from him, I don't see anything! Nigeria help me! Lagos State help me! I go keep myself up! I go keep myself up!
Alright, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bright Peterside, your favorite real estate broker right here in the city of Lagos, and I'm excited to have you. If you have visited my channel for the first time, you're welcome. If you are returning as a subscriber, I'm super excited to have you as usual. Please do well to like this video, comment, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for free so you can always get interesting updates on this platform. Let me begin by saying that over time, in the course of my involvement in the Nigerian real estate industry, I have discovered that a lot of investors hardly read through documents before signing it. It is a major problem in this part of the world, maybe not just for real estate investment, but even for other investment. But I can tell you for free that one of the advantages that smart investors, wealthy, renowned investors, all over the world has over other investors is their ability to read through documents and understand the implication of every clause therein before they sign such transactions. And most times they either do this directly or indirectly. How do I mean? They either read through these documents, understand the content therein before making a decision, or they pay a third party or a consultant or a professional to do so. This simply means that if you cannot read through these documents on your own, maybe due to your busy schedules and all of that, you can actually pay a lawyer or a professional to read through those documents, because they understand that before you talk about profit in investment, you must first pay attention to knowledge, because it is such right knowledge that can guide you to have the best of your investment. Especially for real estate, that is a long-term investment. It is important that you always have a clear knowledge of the terms and conditions of every transaction as contained in the documents before you sign any transaction. This will give you security of investment, this will give you peace of mind, and this, I guarantee you, can give you the best of your real estate investment, both on the short, medium, and long-term basis. And so, here are 7 major benefits of reading through documents before signing your next real estate transaction. The number 1 benefit is that it is the first form of due diligence. Now, many times a lot of people talk about due diligence, but due diligence is not just you going to government agencies or parastatals, like going to Alausa to verify if the title of the property is correct and all of that. The truth is that one of the steps to carrying out a property due diligence is actually reading through the document. This is because when a document is given to you, many times the document contains vital information about that property. Aside the the form that will have your bio details, there's usually the FAQ, a whole lot of other documents attached to that subscription form. And so your ability to read through those documents attached to that subscription word by word is actually a form of due diligence. So it means that reading through a document is the number 1 due diligence you as a buyer or an investor can actually carry out before buying a property. But most times investors don't do that. They sign the document without knowing what they are signing, because when that document is presented to you, it's usually an FAQ that will have the location of the property, the developer of that property, even the issue of payment, the account details for you to make your payment. Because we've also had situations where investors will go and pay money into the account of agents. But that only happened because that investor didn't read through the document. Because most times developers even advise against paying money to agents on their behalf. They also usually advise against the issue of cash payment. They will always recommend that you make your payment through a bank deposit or maybe transfer, so that you have a proof of payment. All of these things are usually in the document, but because investors don't read, they don't have these details. If any developer present a product to you without those details, it is your right to demand for more information, because when you read through those documents, you will be better informed about what you are getting into. And then you can ask more questions, and when you ask questions, you get clarifications. You can decide whether you should proceed with that transaction or you should not. Next benefits or advantage of reading through a document before signing a real estate transaction is that it will enable you to understand your obligation and that of the seller in that transaction. Because for every real estate transaction, most times it is a covenant. A covenant in the sense that the terms and conditions are binding on two parties who are involved in such transaction, because oftentimes there is always a seller and a buyer. If a document such as contract of sales or deed of assignment is issued to you as an investor, reading through the document will enable you to understand your obligation, what is expected of you and what is expected of the developer as well. For example, let's say it is expected that for you to own the property, you are to pay certain development levy, which will be used for the maintenance of infrastructure within the estate in form of service charge, or maybe you are expected to build at a particular period of time. That could be your own part of the bargain. On the part of the seller, an obligation could be that he or she is expected to provide basic amenities with the estate. He or she is expected to fence the property and all of that. The point is that reading through a document will help you understand your obligation and also understand that of the seller. And this is important because when you read through this document, you will also be able to know if you can abide or commit to such obligations or not. The number 3 benefits that reading through a document before signing a real estate transaction will do for you is that it will help you to discover possible unhealthy terms and conditions. When you read through a document, it provides you an opportunity to identify some clauses that may not be healthy for you. Now, let me give you a practical example. As of last 2 weeks, I had a transaction. I sent a document, that was prepared by my partners to an investor. He read through it, and in the process of reading through it, discovered a couple of clauses that wasn't okay by him. He got back to me. I had to tell him to pause. I then took it up to the developer, who was able to provide more clarification before he, proceeded with the transaction. I had another case in December, where the investor brought his lawyer. So I sent the contract of sale to the lawyer. The lawyer read through it and was able to identify a couple of things that he was not so comfortable with. And thereafter, he got back to me. I was able to engage him to clarify him on some of the issues that were raised on the part of the obligation of the buyer. And at the end of the day, he understood better and we proceeded with the investment. Now the point is, what if these people didn't read? And what I'm telling you is important and it is for your own good. Let me share with you an unfortunate thing that is playing out now. Over time, we've heard of some transactions where the buyer and the seller had to go to court. What some developers, unfortunate developers as I would prefer to call them, do these days is that they have discovered that buyers or investors most times do not read through documents. So what do? They connive with their own legal team to insert some very unhealthy terms into the document. Because they know you will not read them, they allow you to sign. And in the future, any issue comes up, all they do is they present the document and show you where you sign. I will give you another practical example. I had 2 cases. One, wanted to pull out in the process. She couldn't continue. and she needed money urgently, according to her, to sort out some issues. So when she approached me, I said, you have to write. And for you to write, you need to understand that the terms of that transaction was that, which is normal, you have to notify the company, I think about 30 days or thereabout. And aside that, a particular percentage will also have to be deducted from the money you have paid so far, after which the balance will be given to you. So when I was now sharing all of it, she was very surprised. Everything sounded strange to her. Why? Because she didn't read through the document to see the terms of the transaction. So the point here is that investors need to understand that real estate investment goes beyond sending money, sending receipts, filling the form. Please be patient to read through the document. And if you cannot, empower someone to read through the documents for you, preferably a professional, because when they do so, if there's anything that looks funny that they do not understand, they can bring it to your notice. You can then ask questions. Another benefit of reading through documents before signing a transaction is that it will enable you to ask questions. Most times, investors don't ask the important questions. And why they don't ask important questions is because they don't read through the document. Because when you read through a document for an important transaction as real estate, you will surely have more questions to ask about the process, and those questions will bring more clarification. So some developers, because they've noticed that investors don't read through documents, they put up all manner of clauses that does not favor the buyer or the investor, and on the long run, when there's any issue, they bring it up. There's a video that has been trending recently about a man that bought a property from one of the developers here in Lagos, and the guy in the video was threatening to kill himself if they don't allocate him. Now that matter came up, and then the Lagos State Real Estate Regulatory Authority, brought it to the attention of the governor, and all of that. The matter is being handled from what I read, and the developer was now saying that one of the terms was that there is a payment plan, and if the buyer defaults in that payment plan, the buyer will be moved to another estate. And that is what was playing out here, according to them. They said the buyer or the investor defaulted in the payment, and because he defaulted, they now have to move him from a particular environment he bought to another estate in a different location. And that was part of the problem. I can share the link of the event, so it's not a hearsay. It's out there on the internet. You can check it up. So it's possible that that investor did not even read that document. I had another one that, a client reached out to me. I didn't sell the property to the client, but of course, as a consultant, many times I get lots of advisory requests. People want me to help them sort out a couple of things. They went to court because he bought a property from this developer and they were not allocating to him. So the matter continued. After he had finished payment, they went to court. And when they got to the court, the developer was now pointing to a particular clause in the document that stated so thing. But luckily for this investor, he was able to get his lawyer to maneuver that very clause, and he got victory at the end of the day. But the point is this: reading through a document before you sign can actually enable you ask questions. When you don't read through a document, everything looks good. And given the fact that real estate transaction is a futuristic investment, that is the more reason why you should read through, because the things that may look ordinary or look unimportant today may become important in the future. I hope you found value in this video so far. Please do well to like this video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for free. And if you would like to have more of this kind of guidance for your real estate investment, please reach out to me now through the number that is shown on your screen. I'll be so glad, wherever you live within and outside Nigeria, to assist you with your real estate investment in Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt. You can as well check up our website at www.afrishelters limited for more information. Over the years, I and my team have assisted a lot of Nigerians within and outside to invest in real estate and have the best of it. And we will be so glad to assist you to also own your real estate with peace of mind, because here we sell pieces of nature with peace of mind. So you call now, send a WhatsApp message to the number that is showing on your screen right now. Again, my name is Bright Peterside, your favorite real estate broker right here in the city of Lagos. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.